This is Sunrise Extra, streaming live on Wave Now.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday Eve.
I feel like that Friday Eve hits even harder because the holidays are next week.
Yeah, for some people, I mean, hey, it's probably the start of the holiday break on Friday. So, yeah.
We'll enjoy this nice weather that we have, especially the warm temperatures. But keep in mind, we have the rain coming our way. So that is going to wash some of that salt that we have on the roads right now off the roads, which could be a little interesting as you see temperatures dropping getting into tomorrow morning. But right now, what we're dealing with, the rain gradually taking over some of our Kentucky counties. It stretches from Litchfield all the way up into Shepherdsville, and we're now starting to see some of that light rain pushing into the Louisville metro. So towards the Hillview area, you're starting to see some of those spotty showers as well. Your temperatures are sitting in the 40s and the low 50s right now. So everybody's warm. Going to get even warmer for this afternoon as we try to climb to near 60 degrees for an afternoon high. We'll also watch for the rain chances increasing through the second half of the day. In addition to the rain increasing, the wind will ramp up for this afternoon and evening with some of these gusts near 40 miles per hour possible. Keep in mind, some gusts could be stronger embedded in some of the thunderstorms we see for later on this evening. But overall, a pretty windy day. Then temperatures drop overnight into early tomorrow, and that will be the catalyst for any rain across our area to switch over to snow, but we're not looking at a lot of accumulations for your Friday morning since the ground is so warm. Rob?
Okay, Tawana, thanks so much. At 7 to 1, the winds and rain may be an issue this afternoon for the commute into tonight, but right now, smooth sailing out there. Nice dry conditions. No major incidents to talk about. This is a live look. 65 south at the outer loop. We've got a semi-tractor trailer that's been out there for more than an hour just sitting there, so certainly watch your speed if you're approaching that area. The big picture looking great right now. Nice clear conditions. A lot of green on the board showing no major tie-ups or slowdowns to really speak of. The metro traffic cameras looking good. Your speeds as posted. We'll keep an eye on things throughout the morning. Over to you.
Thank you, Rob. A new development overnight. Another man is in jail in connection to the death of an LMDC officer. Brian Ramsey is charged with complicity to murder and robbery. Police say he's connected to the shooting death of corrections officer Michael Wada in February. The two other people charged in the case are Christy Brumley and Anthony Trabu. Police say Brumley told investigators she brought Officer Wada to Cedar Street where he was killed. Prosecutors accused Trabu of shooting Wada several times after a fight. Court documents say Ramsey was indicted on the charges in November. The judge set a $500,000 bond for him. Today, the former Letcher County sheriff accused of killing a judge will be back in court. Sean Mickey Steins is scheduled to have a hearing at 1:30 this afternoon. Prosecutors say Steins shot and killed District Judge Kevin Mullins in his chambers in September 2024. The judge recently refused a motion to drop Steins' murder charge. His lawyer argued prosecutors engaged in misconduct during grand jury proceedings to get an indictment. Steins' lawyers have previously said he plans to use an insanity defense if the case makes it to trial. The Clarksville, Indiana police chief is calling one of his officers a hero. This after the 7-year veteran of the force helped save people from a burning home earlier this month. Rob Wells is back with the new body camera video. Rob?
And Olivia, Officer Matthew Purley was patrolling the area near Eastern Boulevard when he says he spotted heavy smoke and flames nearby. With body camera video rolling, Purley hopped from his vehicle and alerted neighbors. Just take a listen.
Hey, the house is on fire! Hey! Your house is on fire!
Pearlie was able to wake up the couple living there and got them luckily outside to safety. Meanwhile, he'd already called the fire department for backup help. They, along with other police officers, were on the scene within minutes. Luckily, nobody was hurt in the early morning disaster.
You know, for the people of Clarksville, I hope this is a good example of how we are consistently, proactively patrolling neighborhoods, businesses, streets. You know, we're trying our best to keep everyone safe, and I also really want to emphasize that I'm so thankful to have such a great group of people to work with. That really makes this job a lot easier.
Pearlie said he feels lucky to have been in the right place at the right time. He says he heard no smoke detectors anywhere in the home and saw no fire extinguishers. Meanwhile, the people displaced, they're getting help and staying elsewhere. His police chief and others are calling Pearlie a hero. Pearlie just says that he was only doing what any of his fellow officers would have done. Olivia, back over to you.
Thank you, Rob. Several people have to find a new place to live after a crash led to an apartment fire off Westport Road. We're learning more about the response and the bravery when it all went down. It happened at the Rolling Hills Apartments off Westport Road and Langdon Drive on Tuesday. One of those cars hit a gas line and crashed into a building complex. A woman who was in her bedroom when everything happened says it's overwhelming seeing all of her belongings destroyed in an instant. Police say they were able to get everyone out of the building safely. A JCPS resource officer was one of the first on the scene after seeing other first responders head that way.
I end up walking around to the stairwell and I look up and the stairs are black. I don't see the officer at this point. The stairs are black. There's just nothing but smoke. I could tell we were on borrowed time. We needed to go. I'm not special. Anybody would have done the same thing. There's no doubt in my mind. I think if you're able to help, you should help. If you're able to do something for somebody, you should.
The drivers involved in the car accident were treated for their injuries, one at the scene and the other at the hospital. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman says he wants to build on the work he's accomplished heading into the new year. Coleman says his office has taken action to disrupt fentanyl trafficking networks. Coleman says the drug crisis is the most dangerous issue to Kentuckians right now. The Attorney General says he also wants to continue building relationships with Louisville prosecutors. He says the AG's violent crime reduction team has led to 115 indictments and prosecuted 2 jury trials this year.
This is about outcome. This is about mission. We talk about zealous collaboration in this office. That's about working with whomever is an honest broker.
The AG's office says he also wants to continue to build safe environments for kids online. He points to lawsuits against both Roblox and TikTok and demanding protections against AI.
Went to the General Assembly.
Mayor Craig Greenberg says tackling housing affordability will be a key issue he wants to address next year. The Metropolitan Housing Coalition 2025 Housing and Utility Affordability Report found thousands of households struggle with utility unaffordability, which undercuts housing stability. Mayor Greenberg says his team is also focused on increasing the housing supply.
We've preserved or built, renovated 7,000 new units of affordable housing over the past 3 years. But we need 10, 20, 30,000 more units. In these days when it's so expensive to live, if we build more housing, we'll be able to reduce the cost of housing for Louisville families. We'll be able to attract more good-paying jobs to our city.
Greenberg also talked about the city's ongoing problem with violence, homicides, and shootings. 2025 is a post-pandemic low for homicides in the city, but it remains the 6th straight year of triple-digit homicides. Still to come here on Sunrise Extra, a lawsuit accusing UPS of cheating thousands of seasonal workers out of millions of dollars in wages. We have details on that lawsuit and what UPS is saying about it. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office is warning people of a scam targeting families of people who might be incarcerated at the Nelson County Correctional Center. They say scammers are calling people, identifying themselves as deputies, and trying to convince them to pay bonds over the phone or offering so-called discounted bonds. Take a listen to this voicemail one scammer left.
Established contact with the family on this. On a $10,000 bond, I just want to exclude this information to the family, and they trying to help her process her out.
The caller left a callback number with a 502 area code. The Nelson County Sheriff says they will never contact anyone to request bond payments over the phone. There are only two legitimate ways to post a bond in Nelson County. One is at the Nelson County Correctional Center using cash, and the other is at the Nelson County Clerk's Office. Two lawmakers are getting ready to propose a new bill that would make both gold and silver legal tenders of currency here in Kentucky. Senator Steve Rawlings and Representative T.J. Roberts presented the legislation to the Banking and Insurance Committee. They argue the national debt keeps rising while the value of the dollar is dropping. Gold has seen a spike in value over the past 3 decades, going from almost $400 per ounce in 1995 to more than $4,400 per ounce today. At least 4 other states have already passed their own bills, and 2 have enacted legislation making gold a legal tender. Supporters of the change say this added system would benefit the Commonwealth's rainy day fund.
Our budget reserve trust fund rests on the principle that we have to set aside funds to be better equipped to handle revenue drops, disasters, or other unexpected expenditures. We have to keep our budget reserve trust fund in a healthy condition, but in order to do that, we have to protect the purchasing power of our dollar. The opportunity for growth is clear in gold and even in silver, which has recently hit $63 per ounce.
Lawmakers highlighted this bill would not replace the use of the dollar. The General Assembly will reconvene on January 6th. Looking outside this morning, though, you don't have to bundle up, but you do want the raincoat for later.
Oh, we are already seeing that rain moving in right now. So have the rain jacket ready for this morning, and we'll watch for the wind this afternoon. That stationary front that was draped across the region now amazingly becoming a warm front. So it's going to gradually drift to the north as the morning goes along. We still have that cold front off towards our west. The first one of 2 that'll actually move through our region in the next 24 hours. And that first one will bring more of those showers and thunderstorms back into our forecast. Already watching the rain taking over this morning from Hart County into Grayson County, all the way through the E-Town area and up towards Shepherdsville. You're seeing that light to moderate rain. In the metro right now, we are also seeing some of these spotty showers from J-Town to Fern Creek and over towards Middletown and peaking into E-Town, by the way. We are seeing traffic rolling smoothly on 31, no issues there, as we're seeing that light rain coming down in portions of Hardin County. Overall, though, it's a mild start. We're sitting in the 40s and 50s to start off the day. We're going to end up in the upper 50s and for some near 60 degrees this afternoon. Keep in mind, our average highs are usually in the 40s for this time of the year. So we're going to be incredibly warm, and part of the reason for that will be more of that strong wind coming into our forecast. Already seeing a wind gust of 23 miles per hour for those of you in Lebanon, but keep in mind, we will watch that wind increasing even more through the late morning into the afternoon with some of those gusts today near 40 miles per hour. Embedded in some of these showers and thunderstorms, we can see even stronger wind gusts. So we'll watch for the spotty showers this morning, more widespread rain by lunch, and as we get into the afternoon, we'll see more of those showers and thunderstorms. Now this evening, especially between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., here comes that first cold front sweeping through, bringing some heavier downpours, bringing some of those stronger wind gusts, but all of that starts to move out as we approach midnight tonight. So in terms of how much rainfall we're looking at for today, anywhere between ½ inch and an inch of rainfall expected in most spots, but we could have some pockets of higher totals here and there, all the way up to 1.5 inches in some locations. Then we get into tomorrow morning. We see another cold front moving through our region. At that point, this one will bring some snow into our forecast and help to drop our temperatures down. We'll see that snow rolling on in after about 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. It does look to be pretty light stuff as we get further into the late morning hours, so closer to 8 and 9 o'clock. That snow moves out. The clouds hold on through the morning, but then we'll see some sunshine by your Friday afternoon. Something to note is that with the warm temperatures that we've had recently, that's helped to warm up our ground temperatures. Most of our pavement temperatures in the 40s right now and in Indiana and Kentucky. So that will help to limit how much the snow will stick. We can still see a dusting, though, in some spots along in north of I-64. I mentioned that big temperature dropping from the 50s this afternoon into the 20s for tomorrow morning. And with that comes the potential for a flash freeze. But the thing that should help us out and mitigate any major issues for Friday morning will be the fact that we will still have some of these wind gusts near 20 to 30 miles per hour across the area, keeping things windy and the wind in that exact same range through your Saturday. So Saturday looking windy as well as temperatures return to the 50s then we'll drop down into the 30s and 40s on Sunday. So between today and Sunday, a roller coaster of temperatures will gradually warm up into the 50s and 60s for highs, though, by the time we reach the middle of next week. This is also when we'll see some more of that rain back into our forecast. Olivia.
Such an interesting 10-day there. Thanks, Tawana. Today, President Donald Trump is expected to sign an executive order to ease restrictions on marijuana. A senior White House official says the order will reschedule marijuana to a lower classification. It would classify it as a Schedule III drug. That means it would be considered less addictive. President Trump first raised the idea of reclassifying marijuana while on the campaign trail last year. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, House lawmakers in the House passed a Republican-backed plan on health care. The measure, now moving to the Senate, is designed to lower health care costs for some Americans in the coming years. It will allow small businesses and self-employed people to buy coverage through association health plans in an effort to lower premiums. The bill passed does not address the expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies, though, which Democrats warn could lead to spiking premiums. House members are expected to be dismissed for the holiday recess today without voting on an extension. The search continues for the shooter who killed 2 students and injured 9 others at Brown University in Rhode Island. Investigators are asking for tips from people who might have seen the shooter potentially casing the area for the week before the attack. This is video from hours before the shooting of a possible person of interest. Police released new timestamp videos showing the person they are calling a person of interest in the case. The Rhode Island Attorney General says while Brown has 1,200 cameras on campus, the attack was in an older classroom that has fewer, if any, cameras. New this morning, the New York Attorney General is suing UPS, accusing the delivery giant of cheating seasonal holiday workers out of millions of dollars of wages. The Attorney General says UPS failed to pay seasonal workers minimum wages, promised wages, overtime wages, too. The suit also says during peak shipping season, UPS hires thousands of temporary workers at least 55 facilities in New York. In a statement, UPS says it denies the unfounded allegation of intentionally underpaying employees, and they remain committed to following all laws. A safety alert this morning, a recall of nasal sprays is expanding. The affected sprays are sold as Reboost nasal spray or Clear Life nasal spray. They're used to relieve allergy symptoms. The FDA notice says the product has been found to contain a contamination that could have adverse health consequences, and all products are affected. Consumers should stop using it and return it to the place of purchase for a refund. Just last week, a lot of Reboost nasal sprays were recalled after they were discovered to contain yeast or mold and microbial contamination. Some lawmakers want Attorney General Pam Bondi to recuse herself in the Warner Brothers Discovery antitrust review. Warner Brothers Discovery CEO said Wednesday the regulatory review of WBD's deal on with Netflix has begun as Paramount offered a hostile takeover bid. Democratic Senators Elizabeth Warren and Richard Blumenthal are asking Bondi to recuse herself from the review of the deal. In a letter to Bondi, the 2 senators say they have concerns about political favoritism related to the deal. Coming up, Christmas crown shakes up. For the first time in years, Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You has been knocked off the top of the global charts. We'll tell you which classic song took its place. things are getting exciting with the Powerball. The jackpot now soaring to $1.5 billion after there were no big winners from last night's drawing. If one person was able to win the jackpot, the immediate lump sum payment would come out to $686 million. That's before taxes, though. The lottery players' next chance to win the big prize will come on Saturday. I'm hoping for a piece of that. Well, some adults and, of course, the kids might enjoy a new experience at Mall St. Matthews. Kentucky's first slime kitchen is open for creativity, and it could even be a stress relief tool for people or for a chance for the kids to run their imaginations wild. Wave News reporter Marissa Burke has more from the slime kitchen in Mall St. Matthews.
Your creativity, your imagination can just run wild when you come out to Slime Kitchen. It's in Mall St. Matthews. Really easy to find. It's right across the hallway from the cookie place. I'm here with Carly, and this is our slime creation, but it all starts with picking a base, and there's so many different ones to choose from. So tell us about the different ones really quick.
Yeah, so you have clear, icy, classic, butter, thick and glossy, and cloud. They're all going to have a different texture. They all are going to look different. The colors are going to be different depending on what texture you choose.
And so guys, I picked icy, so you can kind of see it a little bit, but the fun part is you get to pick your smells. I picked the fun color because this is a completely fun experience, and it only takes how long, Carly?
About 20, 30 minutes depending on kind of how long you want to do it. You can stay and play for as long as you want once you get it done.
And this is something fun for all the ages because I've been like a kid at the candy store. I guess you say the slime store, right?
It's for everybody, anybody and everybody.
And you guys have only been here for about a week or so.
Yeah, we opened the day before soft opened the day before Thanksgiving, and then had our grand opening last week.
And what would you like people to know when they come out to Slime Kitchen? Because this is a really unique experience for people.
Yeah, it's make it your own. So you get to customize it, you get to make whatever you want, let your imagination run wild and have fun.
And guys, that fun only costs you about $25, and then you get to take your creation home. So I have some final touches that I need to add, and I think that's the fun part, is you just get to add little by little. So if you want to come out and see what you can come up with, Slime Kitchen is in Mall St. Matthews. Marissa Burke, Wave News.
Looks like fun. Thanks, Marissa. Well, Christmas is a week away, and there are plenty of events popping up around Wave Country to help you celebrate. One West Winter Wonderland returns this weekend. Shawnee Park will be decked out in more than 200,000 Christmas lights, and people can drive through the park while enjoying that festive Christmas music. The 4th annual Winter Wonderland is from 6 to 10 o'clock this Friday through Sunday. Well, it seems like the Queen of Christmas has been dethroned. Mariah Carey's holiday song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, has dropped from the top of the Billboard's Global 200 for the first time since 2020. Billboard says the song that replaced Mariah is Wham's 40-year-old song, Last Christmas. The estate of late Wham member George Michael said in a statement, "It's a testament to a brilliant song and timeless record that embodies the very sound of Christmas and continues to resonate with audiences." Meanwhile, All I Want for Christmas Is You is still on the top of the U.S. charts because, hey, it's a classic. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you have a great Thursday.
This Wave News Update is sponsored by Oxmoor Auto Group.
Good morning. I'm Olivia Russell. You're watching Wave. A new development overnight. Another man is in jail in connection to the death of an LMDC officer. Brian Ramsey is charged with complicity to murder and robbery. Police say he's connected to the shooting death of corrections officer Michael Wada in February. The two other people charged in the case are Christy Brumley and Anthony Trabu. Police say Brumley told investigators she brought Officer Wada to Cedar Street where he was killed. Prosecutors accused Trabu of shooting Wada several times after a fight. Here's Tawana taking a look at the forecast.
And we are watching rain gradually taking over the region this morning. Most of that rain right now across Kentucky. So from Munfordville to Litchfield to Hardinsburg and back towards E-Town, you're seeing these downpours, and all the way through Bullitt County into Spencer, Shelby, and Oldham counties, even into Franklin County. You're seeing that light to moderate rain falling. Same thing into the metro from PRP to the Highlands all the way towards Middletown. We are seeing those pockets of light to moderate rainfall to start off the day. Your temperatures are in the 40s and low 50s. So everyone is on the warm side as we're starting to see the wind picking up with some gusts near 20 miles per hour in some locations. The wind will continue to ramp up throughout the rest of the morning and into the afternoon with some gusts near 40 miles per hour possible for later on today. Now keep in mind that we are going to be watching, of course, that rain chance remaining on the high side through the morning into the afternoon into tonight before we switch over to snow tomorrow morning. Rob.
Tawana, thanks so much at 728. Keeping our eyes on the big picture right now. Not looking too bad across the map. A lot of green out there. But we have two incidents we want to talk about. One of them involving I-265. This is I-265 east of Smyrna Parkway, and that is a two-car crash in that area. Also 264 west in the area of Bank Street. We have a one-car incident just starting out in that area. Watch your speed. Make sure to buckle up throughout the morning.